the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10, kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, just something to get you off.
And this is taken in at the 5. A big play there for KC, 42 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
One receiver to the left is Evans. From the gun, here's Newton. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Evans once again the intended receiver, but it'll be second and goal. The line of scrimmage once again the 5 as they get ready for second and goal. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Evans once again the intended receiver, but now it's third and goal. Now Newton on third and goal. The quick slant caught. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown as they have now chopped this lead down to 3.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same... things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. To throw, it's Rodgers. Flush to his right. He'll try and run it. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Out of the backfield, this is Aaron Jones. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Back now at Lambeau. It's been a good one so far, just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. Taken in at the 11. 12 yards on the return that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now here comes Kansas City. Things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
Throwing is Newton. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, second down. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Here's Newton. He's going to look deep for more. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Josh Jackson. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right, they need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. They'll run on 1st down. It's Green. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. 2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run.
Who got 17? Who got 17?
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. And that'll set them back 5. After the penalty, it's Jones. And he'll get down to about the 26-yard line. 9 yards on the gain there, so he got half of it back. And it'll be 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd and 9.
And that is incomplete.
We always talk about receivers. If the ball hits your hand, you're supposed to haul it in, but it is hard to adjust to a pass thrown a little bit behind you.
That one was all the momentum going forward. Couldn't contort his body back to grab it. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties. This will be taken about the 12. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this? And that's caught inside the 30. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. So that effort gives them a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, that's really good strategy because that's all you care about, not getting beat at this stage. At least give your team a fighting chance.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second.
He's got it at the 15. And they will get the timeout. So 3 seconds remaining, and they can trot out the field goal unit and try to send this one to overtime. And his kick is indeed good. And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick 6 or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
This one taken from the 7. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying.
That's caught inside the 20. A huge play there in overtime. 52 yards. Explosion plays always break the back of a defense, and overtime to put them in the red zone, that was huge.
I like your description there because when you get an explosion play, now people are really scrambling on defense. Now they're looking to each other. Who's going to step up? Who's going to make a play? Offensive guys have the momentum. Now they're in the red zone. They've got to be thinking attack, trying to get it into the end zone.
A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Joshua Jackson there to knock that one away. It's 3rd and 4. Big play here, trying to keep this opening drive of overtime alive. And this will be caught. It's a touchdown. And absolute stunned silence here as they have come in.